Hey everyone, it's Cole from A+ Power Sports. Today we're going to compare the Kayo dirt bikes to the SSR. So we have a TT 125 with a fully manual clutch. This is the SSR 125 with the full manual clutch. And then this is the Kayo TD 125 semi-automatic clutch. In this video, we're going to mainly focus on the SSR 125 and the TD 125. They're very similar bikes to each other. Just looking at them from a naked eye in a showroom like this, you might not be able to tell the difference between them, besides colors, of course. But we're going to dig in a little deeper on this video and see why the Kayo is your more premium model in this dirt bike category, and check out some different features that are kind of cool. One of the first features you'll find on the front of these bikes is going to be your front suspension. Kayo runs an inverted shock setup and SSR runs a conventional shock setup. Both do very well with each other, but the inverted is a little bit beefier on this model. You can see just the circumference of the shock is a lot larger, and it comes with this nice guard in the front so we don't get rock chips on our forks up front. At the front of the bikes, you're also going to see some safety features, the main one being the stopping power. So both bikes have a disc brake style setup on them with a dual piston caliper, but you can visually see that the Kayo runs a much larger dual piston caliper and disc brake pad or disc brake compared to the SSR. That's going to help with cooling, stopping power, and just longevity of the brake. So safety feature, Kayo takes it on this one. So when we talk about rider comfort on these bikes, the biggest factor that's going to come into this is the seat height. So on the Kayos, we're looking at a 29.5 inch seat height on it. So it's going to be a little bit lower center of gravity on this bike. Same size ground clearance on both of them. And the SSR is going to be at 30 inches. So that half inch does make a difference when the kids that are riding these aren't very tall. Another thing you'll look at in just the quality of it, Kayo comes with a one-piece seat on here and there's no stitching coming through it. SSR has stitching here which could fail in the long run, and it's a little bit narrower of a seat. So the Kayos come with a lot more comfortable seat to ride on. Taking a look at the rear of both of these bikes, you're able to see the different setups that they have. So bigger sprocket in the rear on the Kayo, a little bit smaller on the SSR. Tires are actually pretty similar to each other, but our rear swing arm is really what we're trying to get a hold of here. So they have a steel straight type swing arm on the SSR, and Kayo is a little bit beefier on this. So you can see the indentations here giving you that added strength, where theirs just kind of looks like it was bent and cut out of just bar stock. Another thing that you're going to see is how the frame actually mounts down here and how beefy the frame is on the Kayo. So it's a large piece of frame here. It's about the size of my hand, where they're just running a single mono tube up through the whole bike. So strength on these Kayos is going to take the win right here. Lastly, the chain guards down on the bottom here, a little bit beefier on the Kayo compared to the SSR. You're going to get more protection on the Kayos. So let's talk about the weight difference between these. The SSR is going to come in at 129 pounds, and the Kayo is going to weigh about 14 pounds more. And the reason for that is just it's a little bit beefier of a bike. So even in the rear, just like the front, we're getting a bigger brake caliper and bigger disc on this one, along with a bigger frame. But the biggest weight difference between the two bikes is going to be the electric start on the Kayos. Now this is factory installed. It's a lithium ion battery on it. Then you have a starter and the wiring to go up. So yes, we're going to add a little bit more weight, but for the comfort of not having to kickstart the bike for the young kids, it makes it a lot easier on the parents, and the kids just start the bike by just the press of a button. All right, last one, we start looking at these three bikes, the TD 125, SR 125, and then the TT 125. They're very similar on the Kayo side of each other, except you're gonna get a little bit bigger bike. The frame is actually larger, bigger wheels, tires. The engine is staying the same though, but underneath it, it's fairly similar to the TD. But when you're looking at it from the SSR standpoint, you're getting a lot more money for what you're buying with the Kayos. They're very similar in price range. The Kayos will run a little bit more, but we're also getting electric start, a lot more quality parts, and you have a servicing dealer right here in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. But the ride height on the TT 125 is going to be a little bit taller. So if you have a child that's ready for a full manual bike and they have a little bit longer legs, I would definitely steer you towards the TT 125. Keeps them a lot more comfortable. But the TD is a great starter bike. That was a quick look at the SSR compared to the Kayo bikes. If you guys have any questions about these bikes and want to know more about them, leave me a comment in the section below. If you guys have any questions on what I have in stock right now, always check out aplusride.com. And if you guys like this video, hit the like and subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.